Everyone should start their own business. Your playing small in the world doesn't help enough people. Until you decide to start your own business, you're going to wonder what could have been. You're going to waste your time and effort doing things that don't matter. Your message and the good that you were meant to share will die with you. So what's my background? I went to school. I got a bachelor's degree in law enforcement, and I got a paramedic certification. I got good grades, and I did everything I was supposed to. I got a job working in EMS. I worked a minimum of 240 hours a month, and many times worked nearly 300 hours a month. That's nearly double what the average 40-hour work week employee works. So how did it work out? I got paid very little. I was stressed, tired, and angry. This affected everything in my life, including my marriage and my relationship with my family. So what happened? I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. 2 excellent books, and they changed my life and my future. I suddenly saw entrepreneurship as a possible path forward. My wife and I moved to Alaska with our daughter, and we started a reindeer hot dog stand in Sitka, Alaska. She made more money working 4 hours a day, 4 months out of the year than I did working full-time at the fire department. We ended up buying a mobile home and we rented it out. We started making $650 a month of passive income, which may not sound like a lot, but it was a lot back then. That was a car payment and a little bit of extra. These 2 experiences got us turned on to the idea that owning a business was better than being an employee. So fast forward and we moved back to Austin, Texas, where we bought an EMT school. Then we added paramedic training to it. We've been doing this since 2008. We grew this thing into a serious training program and one of the largest in Texas. During our best year so far, we made 30 times what I made as a paramedic on the ambulance. Now you might be thinking, I don't know the first thing about starting a business. So let me share 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, if you don't have what you want, it's because there is something you need to know. That comes from T. Harv Eker in his book, The Millionaire Mind. It's your job to figure out what you don't know and start learning it as fast as possible. The problem is most of us went to school, got good grades, and never learned that being a business owner or an entrepreneur was even an option. Number 2, you don't need to know everything to begin. In fact, you will never know everything in advance. The further you go in business, the more chaotic it becomes. The greatest secret to being an adult is that we are all making this up as we go along. Number 3, you need to reframe your world. That means you see things differently. From now on, get curious. To do this, now you may be thinking, but I don't know the first thing about starting a business. So let me share 3 pieces of advice. Number 1, if you don't have what you want, it's because there's something you don't know. That comes from T. Harv Eker in his book, The Millionaire Mind. It's your job to figure out what you don't know and start learning it as fast as possible. The problem is that most of us went to school, got good grades, and never learned that being a business owner was even an option. Number 2, you don't have to know everything to begin. Some people suffer from analysis paralysis. The fact is, you will never know everything in advance. There's no way possible. You have to take a step forward and you get more of the scenery and more of the view, and then you take another step and another step and another step. The greatest secret to being an adult is that we are all making this up as we go along. Most people don't want to hear that, but it's 100% true. We are making this up as we go along. And number 3, you need to reframe your world. That means you need to begin to see things differently. So from now on, get curious. Number 3, live your life as an experiment. Your job is to figure out what's working and what's not working. Late for work? What worked? What didn't? What caused you to be late? What causes you to be on time? Did you get in a fight with your significant other? What worked to resolve it? And how did it get worse? I learned this after being married for over 20 years. Whenever my wife said something that made me start feeling defensive, I said, I'm going to get curious. And I started asking questions. When you look at life as an experiment, you will ask those questions, you will explore new ideas, and you will try things you've never tried before. If you've ever considered starting a business, join me on our next business coaching call, where we host a webinar to answer real questions from real people about their businesses or future businesses. Go to icrichpeople.com to sign up for the next session.